It feels like a long time ago that I said that I was going to work on a Gryphon trap, and well, that's because it has been a long time. I think it's been like 3 months or something like that where I said I was going to work on this Gryphon trap, and finally, the Gryphon is finished. Actually, no, I'll take that back. It's not completely finished because this thing is at level 9, Homeward Bind, but we should be able to get it to level 10, I hope. But let's see. So we only have 214 of these fragments. We do have, however, 7 runes. So hopefully we can finish it off with what we have. Um, I'm also hoping that we get like a times 2 or something. That way we can finish it. So let's just go ahead and do it. Let's see if we can get this up to level 10. We get a times 5 right off the bat. It was just meant to be. There it is. Level up. And we get it to level 10. 30-minute cooldown. Recalls all troops within 6 seconds. Does not include coalition troops. Okay. So the Gryphon is level 60. Level 10. When I first originally made the video, it was, I believe, level 1. Literally, it had literally nothing. So the Gryphon is complete. Now, of course, this was not originally my account or anything like that, and I did get a bunch of help from Chantel, which is her account. Now, let me show you what we're working with so far. This is what we have as far as troops. 500k T4 Cavs, T4 ranged, and 400k heroic fighters. Now, I want to be able to take it to about 3 million, because that's about how many you can actually hide. But if we can get like 700k, 750k each T4, and then maybe round it out with some T3, I'm pretty sure that that would do the trick. Like I said, I haven't really done too much research on like the Gryphon traps and what's the usual thing that people run, but the more T4 I say, the better. Now, of course, there's also the gear that I'm gonna be running for this, and as of right now, this is what I have for my mixed gear. So let me go ahead and show you what we're working with, and this is it right here. Now, of course, in my opinion, this is much better than a lot of the Gryphon traps that I have seen as far as the gear anyway. I mean, we have a bunch of legendary and mythic, and we have the mythic sword, and then the 2 purple items that are just epic, quote unquote. They're really good at purple grades. So this gear right here is going to be really, really solid. We're also, where are we at with the army leadership? I think we're getting on level 7s, going on level 8s. So if we can unlock this bigger army 3, that's going to help even more. But we're not there yet. Now, of course, one of the main things that we will need to start doing here is trying to collect some of these skill stones, which you basically just need some of these mana, anima, I should say. But the monsters, the animators, I think it's called, they're going to be out, I believe, next week. So I'm gonna have to be on my game and be on like every 3 hours hunting for these animators. That way we have some anima left over and we can start getting some of these skill stones and keeping them, because it does cost 1 of those to use. But again, with a 30-minute cooldown, that's not really too bad. So really the main issue would be the troops. I feel like right now we can definitely eat a bunch of marches, but if we're trying to eat like 10, 20, I have a feeling that we're gonna need a little bit more troops. And I'm thinking if we get to the 700,000 each T4, maybe round it up with T3, or maybe even get rid of T3, maybe go T2. I'm not 100% sure, but the main thing that I want to do is get some more T4, because you can go wrong with more T4. And after a while, because Gryphon traps, they can only work so many times, and usually only for KVK, and I believe actually KVK should be next week. I think the KVK is next week. Don't hold me to that, but if it is next week, we'll definitely get this in action and see how it does. But I also see a bunch of potential here for it to become a rally trap eventually, because if we get to 700k of each T4, the only thing that we will need is just a bunch of T2, and obviously T2 are not anywhere as bad as T4 as far as making them. So yeah, I mean, we could definitely do something like that. Now, of course, I don't have any manners or anything, but that's completely fine because when you have 700,000 infirmary space, that gives me a lot of wiggle room, if you will, if I do mess up or something like that, or I hits just a little bit too hard. So that's the only thing that I'm kind of worried about, is just the troops, because the gear is solid. The heroes, as far as in the wall, there's the only army heroes that we have are pretty much just the usual ones: Bombing Goblin, Rose Knight, and then I went with the other 3 key heroes: Demon Slayer, Snow Queen, Child of Light. So there is that, but I feel like this is ready to go. One thing that I should probably look into is maybe having maybe looking into getting the altar activated, for especially during KVK. That way you have that extra boost. You might have to use, I wonder if I have one of those. Oh yeah, and we have, see, these extra chests here. I'm not really sure if we even need them. I don't think we really do right now, but we'll open that another time. But do we have any of those things that like instantly kills a prisoner? If not, then we might have to look into it. Okay, so we do have a license to kill. Allows you to execute a prisoner immediately. So we can do that for the KVK. That way you have the altar activated, because a lot of people don't realize 38% army attack, army defense, army max HP is a lot. So we will definitely be doing that for the altar, especially for KVK. The other thing is the resources. We don't really have a bunch of resources in bags. So in order for the resources to be quote-unquote stolen and use it as bait, we might have to get a little bit of help as far as resources. So there's a couple of things that are definitely needing to be worked out, but when you have this type of gear, I feel like it gives you a bunch of leeway. The only thing we haven't done is like have somebody hit it. I actually want to try it myself. Maybe put them in cavalry phalanx and then hit it with full range, because essentially that'll be the hardest counter that somebody can hit you with. And if it checks out, if it still takes my leader, then we'll know that this was really, really solid. But outside of that, when you look at the gear, the hero combination, and everything else in between, the research, if you add up all the T2, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can do the math. So T2 is 8 might, and let's say I want to add about 7, let's just say 8 million T2. So that's 64 million might. Plus, of course, I am going to get a bit more might of T4. So we are talking about maybe being low 300s as a rally trap. If that, because of course we will drop the T3 in that case. So we will be a low 300s, maybe high 200s rally trap. And I feel like that would be very, very interesting as well. But we will definitely be putting this Gryphon to work. While you guys are here, this account is in pet, and of course this is my mini guilds account, and we have about 11 spaces right now. After guild fest and whatnot, we make sure that we got rid of everybody that didn't meet the requirements or wasn't active, etc. So we have 89 active members right now. So that means if you have a mini account that you're looking to grow, or if you're newer to the game and you're super active and you're looking for a guild, this might be the guild for you. So make sure that you come over to the guild board and you check out how to go about joining. Don't just message my main account or my mini account, because that's not the way to get into the guild. But like I said, if you're looking for a guild and you have like a mini, definitely hit up pet. If your main is looking for a guild, CAE is also recruiting, so check out our board for that. But yeah, definitely leave it in the comments. What do you think I should do as far as the troops? Should I just boost a little bit more T4 or leave it as is? Because with the gear that I have a sneaky feeling that this is one of the better gears that you've seen in a Gryphon trap. I've seen Gryphon traps do really well with just substandard gear or just okay gear. And this is definitely, I feel that this is better than okay gear. This is better gear than a lot of 700, 800 million. Even I've seen billion might players with less gear than this. So yeah, Leave it in the comment section, especially if you know a thing or two about Gryphon traps as far as the troop composition. The sweet number I want to get to is about 3 million, because that's about how much I can hide with a boost, a size boost. So yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, and until later.